Whitney here in Hope, and we are so excited to do a devotional with you today.
Yeah, so today we are going to be talking about how you can walk through life powerful and whole and complete. And we just want to bring you some encouragement throughout the week that no matter what you are going through, you are enough, that the Lord has given you everything that you need, and you are enough for whatever He has called you to do.
Yeah, and so the goal behind this movement, this group that we're a part of is called Powerful and Complete. And we started just with a ladies' night out a couple months ago. And so what we want to do now is just encourage you with some video devotionals. We have some handouts that you guys can get if you follow the link below. But basically, we just want every woman to walk in complete wholeness while understanding the power and the influence that you have inside of you. And so that's our why. And we just want to encourage you today and hope that you would follow along with us the next 7 days. And so today we are on day 1.
Yeah. And okay, so we're going to be reading out of Esther. It's chapter 4, verse 12 through 16, and then also chapter 5, verse 3. So I'm going to read it out loud here, and you guys can kind of follow along if you want to. Here we go. When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer: "Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai: "Go gather together all of the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish." Then at 5:3, it is, "Bring Haman at once," said the king, "so that we may do what Esther asked." So the king, is it Haman?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So the king and Haman went to the banquet Esther had prepared. As they were drinking wine, the king asked Esther, "Now what is your petition? It will be given to you. And what is your request? Even up to the half of the kingdom, it will be granted."
Yeah, and so here we are in one of my favorite books in the Bible, Esther. She is just amazing, so bold, so brave, and we just want to dive deep and just this week study her and her characteristics and how we can be more like Esther. And I know a lot of us in here feel like a tug or a calling from the Lord to do something great, but it's kind of fearful to step out, and sometimes we feel like we're not enough, we're not qualified enough to do what God has called us to do. And I don't know, Hope, if you want to speak into that at all.
Yeah, there's several times in my life that the Lord has called me to something that I have thought, Lord, I am not equipped for this in any way whatsoever. But the Lord has been so faithful that I have brought my little to Him, and I've stepped out in faith for what He's called me to do, and He has multiplied it and grown it and blessed everything that I've laid my hand to, because it was His purpose in the first place, and all He wanted was a willing heart. And so one of the number one point here that we wanted to express to you is Esther had a cause that she was fighting for.
Yeah.
Esther had something that was burdened and placed on her heart that the Lord had called her to do, and that was what she was going after. She was brave and bold in that, knowing that the Lord had called her to do it.
Yeah, and one of my favorite quotes, and I don't even know who said it, but I found it, and it says, "The reward of saying yes is greater than regret of saying no." And I just want to live our life with no regrets. You know, if this is what God has called me to do, it might be a little scary, it might be a little fearful, it might look like, God, I can't do this, I'm not enough for this, I can't even believe you're asking me to do this. But if I can just say yes, then I know that you will go before me, you'll come behind me. And just like Esther, one of the things I feel like the key points that got her to the king, got her to make that walk, was that she was fasting and she was praying. And so a point of this devotional is to get you to a place where you are in the secret place, where you are getting your power, your mind from the Lord, so that you know exactly what it is He's called you to do, so that He will give you just boldness to do that.
Yeah. And so the last point here that we want to stress to you is Esther took action. She did not just sit back and let somebody else step into what the Lord had called her to. Esther went forward in what He called her to, and she took action. And so what we have to do is we have to find out what it is that we're fighting for, what it is that our cause or our passion is that the Lord has placed in our hearts. We fast and we pray about it and figure out the direction the Lord wants us to go, and then we take that step.
Yeah.
You cannot go anywhere if you're standing and immobile.
Yeah.
And so you just have to step forward in whatever it is and know that the Lord is going to take care, that He is not going to let you trip and stumble, but that the Lord is going to take care of you in every step that you take in the direction that He's led you.
And, I think sometimes we think, oh my gosh, this is like a big thing, like, I'm going to the King. No, this can be an act of service. This could be taking food to somebody in need and they've just been on your heart. Or maybe they just got out of surgery. Maybe that's reaching out to a foster kid. Or maybe you're empty nesters and you see some children who just need some grandparents to love on some kids. Whatever it is, the Lord will bless it whenever you step out, whenever He's nudging your heart. And so, yes, we want to do great things for the Lord, and I think great things come in small packages sometimes, and it's just the small walk, the small obediences that turn into large, life-changing things that God has for you. And I think that He's just really working on our faith. He's working on, will we do those things so I can trust you with more? And so I hope that you guys leave here encouraged today that 1, you are enough. 2, take action, seek the Lord, set aside time this week just to listen to God, to seek Him, to find Him, and let's study Esther together.